Just when I thought I was done for the day, they drag me back in, as Nintendo just announced a dropped a brand new overview trailer, along with updating the Japanese website for Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV. I think I got that title right. What a mouthful it is. I may have missed a word or two in there. In any case, there are some new details revealed in this footage and on the website that we have to cover. Now, we're not going to talk about absolutely everything, either in the trailer or on the website, so if you want to check them out for yourself, you can use the links in the description below. But we do have to talk about a couple of new things, including the confirmation of 2 new modes that I don't believe we knew about before, including what they're calling Tag Rule, which is a 2 versus 2 battle or board game battle, along with Climax Rule, where the entire game is just 5 turns, specifically what would be the final 5 turns of any other board game. So this is kind of wild, and we'll get to that one in a second. But let's start off with the Tag Rule in this case, which again is a 2-on-2 battle, where 2 players work together to collect coins and exchange them for stars. The team with the most stars at the end wins. And there are some videos here that better showcase it, along with some new elements too. So if we read this, it says, keep in mind this is all translated from Japanese. Coins and items are shared between 2 players. The first player can purchase an item and the second player can use it during the same turn. So that's really interesting in that one player can buy an item, but the other player would be the one to use it in that case in the same turn. Moving on to the next section, there is a new item here, being the friendship dice. You can call a friend, roll the dice together, and move forward by the total number of points you get. While you're together, you can get 2 square events and 2 items and stars. So I think it's like having a Jamboree buddy, essentially. And also the rolling reminds me a bit of how Super Mario Party worked, and how you could combine your partner's roles in that game. So yeah, so far so good, but here's the final part. A special square that only appears in this game is a summon square. When you land on it, you can summon a teammate in the same square as you. In addition, you get 5 coins as a bonus for 2 people on your team landing on the same square, and we're seeing that in action right here. So this is all pretty interesting. This will make I think this can make for some really heated battles between 2 teams of 2. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. Next up, though, is the other new mode, being the Climax Rule, in which the outcome is decided in 5 turns. It starts from the last 5 turns of the party rule set, so you can play in a shorter battle than with the other rules. So if we look at the videos here and read the descriptions, it says, you receive 50 coins at the start of the game, so you can buy lots of items to help you win. You'll also receive 1 star in the item double dice, all at the start. This is kind of crazy. But beyond that, though, let's let the video finish out here. I think it's almost done. There's our star, look at that. Isn't that crazy? But next up, though, is that a battle can also occur from the first turn, which starts when 2 or more players land in the same square. So again, it's like being in the final 5 turns of any normal board game. Players bet their coins on each other to win. So, yeah, so that, again, I think is very similar to the main game. Moving on, though, is the final portion where a few special rules are added at the start of the game. There will be 2 star exchanges, which I believe is where you buy the stars at. Everyone's coins will be doubled, and sometimes the number of Koopa masks will increase, leading to some turbulent developments. I don't know what that means. I think they mean Koopa squares, Koopa spots on the board. I'm pretty sure that's what, in fact, I think that's what the video showed. Maybe we'll watch it through again. I wasn't really paying attention to the video. But this sounds like it's going to be complete chaos. Yeah, that's going to be a Bowser spot. So this sounds completely chaotic, and I can't wait to try this out. So this is going to be perfect if you're really short on time but you still want to get a game in, or even if you're not short on time, you just want to get a game in regardless, because sometimes, you know, games can run a little long, even with just 10 or 15 turns, or even 12 turns of pro mode. So there are a few more things here. There's like a 2 versus 2 mouse minigame, which I think we may have known about. I mean, we knew about this before. I played these, I think. Some of these being like the air hockey one. So continuing on, though, trying to see if there's any new details here. They talk about how the camera feed, when you get a star, the camera feed turns into a star around your character, around your actual real-life image if you're using the camera again. That looks like a fun touch. Look at this. That's so cool how they incorporated that into the chance time. That's amazing, isn't it? So this is, you know, this camera is kind of a win. I'm glad I pre-ordered that camera because I'm excited to use it. There's a star. All right, let's continue onward because there was another new detail here. I think it's in the Bowser mode. So we move on to the Bowser mode page. Here we go. It talks about, you know, how the camera works. Again, we already know this from the direct and my own footage of playing it at the event. I think we see they show off some more minigames using the microphone. I forget which ones we saw before, but there is one new interesting detail. I like this one, where you scream in the microphone to raise your character. It's kind of like a shmup almost, but you're using your voice to get the coins. And we can see another one here where it's like a rhythm game, which I know we'd seen this one before. Anyways, the key thing here I wanted to talk about is the fact that you can actually play at least one of these minigames without having the camera. And you can see what happens in that case is that your character, instead of putting you in the game through the camera, it uses the default characters instead, like Mario, Luigi, Yoshi and Princess Peach. Let me read this real quick. I didn't translate, but I'm using my phone. It says, you can play the microphone minigame without a USB camera. The only game you can play is the microphone minigames. Also, your in-game, also your game screen will be displayed, and instead of the character, or instead of yourself, it will be the character. So as I said. So yeah, you can play the microphone minigames more specifically. So, rather than just one minigame, it's the microphone type of minigames. So that's nice to know they don't need a camera for it. It makes sense because Switch 2 already has a microphone built in. So it's kind of cool that they thought of that possibility. And I think that was it, everyone. I'm just doing a quick final glance here. If there's new details here, I missed them. But yeah, that's an overall look at the main new details that I picked up on. Again, there may be even more hidden in there if you want to check it out for yourself. I'll link to it in the description below. But yeah, I just want to do a quick update on all this because I'm excited for this Switch 2 edition. I'm a big fan of Mario Party Jamboree, even though I wish you could still turn off the Switch 2 buddies or Jamboree buddies. But I can't wait to play more of this. I had a lot of fun with it at the Switch 2 event in Dallas. Also, real quick, with that overview trailer now being out, it's making me wonder, where's the Mario Kart World overview trailer? It's got to be coming out soon, right? Which will probably have even more details about the game that we don't currently know, like how those NPC characters work on the map, and we've seen, you know, roaming around the world, like the main characters, not just the toads and stuff. We'll have to wait and see. In any case, everyone, that's it for me here. Thanks for watching. Let me know if there's anything else I missed in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.